What's up, you guys? Today I have my Mastemon deck profile for the BT-11 format. So last week Nats happened and I decided to take advantage of not going to Nats by going to a different locals and winning. I had a pretty good time. I want to show you what I was working with and what changes I'll make going forward. So first up, we have our Digi-Egg. I'm still running my 4 copies of Neromon. I still like to be able to just dig into my deck and trash what I want. Just filtering my hand. It's very important in Mastemon. We do want to set up our own trash, and that really hasn't changed. You can run Demi-Meramon, and I still might over time, but I haven't specifically found an issue not to use Neromon. Now we have our rookies. So the number one thing in the rookie department is Ignitemon. I'm running 3 copies of Ignitemon. That's mainly for its inheritable. If you play a Digimon by card effect, gain a memory. It's just a simple all turns effect once per turn, and it can come up in so many different ways in this deck. But also when you attack with Ignitemon, it can delete one of your other Digimon and then delete a Digimon of that level or lower on your opponent's board. So you can use it as a cool way to snipe away certain level 6s, certain level 7s, things that Mastemon might struggle to get rid of on its own. And against Black or Greymon, where you oftentimes need to kill the stack twice, Ignitemon can give you that second pop that you need. My next 3 are 3 Candlemons. So I ran the Candlemons because its inheritable is very similar, except it says when you play a purple Digimon, gain a memory. It's only during your turn. So I find Candlemon to be very limited compared to Ignitemon. I mainly want it because sometimes I need to get my yellow on board because I use 2 color options. So Candlemon, it helps me play those Hell Sites and Chaos Degrades when I'm in a really bad spot. And then we're just gonna make these next 2 kind of fast. The Floodgate Mons, Gazimon and Psychemon, they're both good in different matchups. It's kind of a toss-up which one's gonna be more useful before you play someone. You just don't know. But Gazimon, he stops a lot of great stuff. Psychemon stops a lot of great stuff, especially Death Exmon. So, I mean, I think they're still mandatory to play, but at what numbers, time will tell. That's it for rookies. I think that was 10. For champions, we have to have our 4 Gatomon. She's still the lifeblood of the deck, but because of our new Tamer, we don't have to just slam her down as often. We're still gonna be playing 5, but we don't actually have to play her in the battle area. We can actually Digivolve into her using our rookies and then make our plays afterwards. We'll talk about that more later. My favorite new addition to the champion lineup is Devimon. So Devimon is meant to combo with the Angemon from this set. Angemon says on deletion you can play a Devimon from your trash, and then Devimon says you have a yellow Tamer or Digimon on field, it gets Russian for retaliation. So there's a lot of synergy with those 2 cards. But my issue was Angemon is a purely yellow Digimon, and sometimes I need to evolve into Lady Devimon, the one that can't Digivolve into off of yellow Digimon. So I wanted to get that more consistent, so I opted just to use the retaliating, rushing Devimons. They're my replacement for Black Gatomon. They're a bridge into my ultimates, and I haven't had a problem with that yet, but I'm keeping my mind open. I might still go back to playing Angemon. Then I have 2 Meikumons as kind of a flex champ. I still play the Meiko Mochizuki Tamer at 1. It doesn't always come up, but sometimes it does. She's 2 different colors that comes in handy at very random and different times, but mostly for the inheritable of on deletion gain 2 memory. Against decks like Black or Greymon, you are going to lose Mastemons. It will happen, they will get deleted, and Meikumon's pretty much the only way to get value off that stack once it gets deleted. That's it for champions. Next up we have ultimates. So I'm gonna start off with my 3 BT-3 Lady Devimon. It's still my preferred one because it draws and it lets you filter out your hand and get things in the trash. I still want to get my Lucemons in trash, and so I really need this card because sometimes Neromon's not enough to get the job done. It is what it is. And then we have the new BT-11 Lady Devimon. This one's great. She lets you trash a card in hand, then you can search your trash for whatever piece you need. These new Angemons and Lady Devimons, they can search for angels. That's your fallen angels, that's your angels, and that means they can get each other, they can get Mastemons, they can get Ophanimons, they can get you virtually anything that you need, And this Lady Digimon is great for that, but also it gives you a memory when you play an Angelomon, which you will do often, and its inheritable says that as long as you have a yellow Digimon in play, all your angels gain retaliation. Very useful when you want to kill troublesome Digimon. Next up we have, here she is. We have 3 of the new Angelomon from BT-11. This one will search your security stack for an angel card, and then when you take one, you recover one. So it's like TK in a way, but just for angels. So these 2 cards work in tandem together. This one searches your trash, this one searches your security, and this one says if you play an Angelomon, you gain a memory. This one says you play a Lady Digimon, gain a memory. But furthermore, its inheritable says that if you have a purple Digimon in play, all your angels gain blocker. So what you really want is to make a Mastemon, or really any mega level Digimon, where you can get these both these inheritables at the same time, so all your angels become blocker retaliators, and now your board's a lot harder to get through. They can still delete things, but as far as swinging through, they're gonna have a very tough time to do that because our megas are big, and if they die, they're taking you with them. So I really love these 2 Digimon. If there's any awkwardness, it's that I mean, they cost 7 to play. I found that a little awkward at times. You should almost never have to do that, but it comes up, All right, and then we have 2 of the Star Deck 10 Angelomons because her security attack plus effect is just so good to have, especially in a security control matchup, or really any matchup you want to put on a clock, to swing away at some security. She's great to have. You can still stun your opponent's Digimon out by giving them security -2 with her effect using Flame Hell Scythe and stuff. So I could never drop this to less than 2, and there's a real argument for bumping this up to 3 again. And then our last ultimate is Lucemon Chaos Mode. So I dropped this down from 2 to 1. It's just, this deck really wants you to have Angelomon and Lady Digimon as your 5s. And having 2 Lucemons means that sometimes he shows up in your hand at a really bad time. And yeah, you can discard him, but if you're not getting one of these for your troubles, then Lucemon can kind of mess you up. So I dropped him down to 1. There are games where he doesn't come up, and that hurts. But he's still very necessary because I like to snipe Tamers. I want to be able to delete level 6 Digimon, and Lucemon really helps me do that. Not to mention that being able to get that Lucemon for free off Mastemon helps so many plays. We'll talk about that more later. Speaking of Mastemon, I'm still running 4 Mastemons. With all the search power in the deck, sometimes it feels like 4 is too many. So I think there's a legitimate argument for dropping Mastemon down to 3. Because you will see this thing. You have so many cards that search it now. And I mean, if you're making 4 in a game, my God, you either lost or you really won. Like, it's done. And then we have the 2 Ophanimon Fall Down modes. This has always been my favorite secondary level 6 Digimon in the deck. That has not changed. I still love stacking it with the effect of Meikumon because you really want this thing to get deleted. When it gets deleted, it plays level 4 from your trash, and then it'll gain 2 memory when you do that. But furthermore, you can get either one of these effects or not. Well, actually, yeah. Any one of your level 5 inheritables in this deck, if I can find her, there she is. Any one of these effects are really good under Ophanimon. So Lady Digimon can give your stuff retaliation, Angelomon can give it security attack +1, or Angelomon can give all your stuff blockers, and Ophanimon is a fallen angel, so she'll get all of these effects. It's amazing, it's great. And in very precarious matchups where my Mastemon will get punished for sure, I love going into Ophanimon Fall Down mode and just swinging and not caring because she will get value back. I mean, that's the whole reason people ran the Ophanimon loop deck, because Ophanimon is almost guaranteed value. Almost, not quite. My last Digimon is Ordinemon, the level 7. So you've never seen this in my profiles before because I didn't like running it. It cost a lot to make, and The most surefire way to do it was to play Regalmon, who was a 12-cost Digimon, and I hated swinging that much memory. But now, with the addition of our new Tamer, and that we can play out of the raising area, we can make the Ordinemon significantly easier. And when we get to Murray I'll show you. It's so cheap. You can end up making this for a cost of like 3 memory. It's insane. Speaking of Murray Makagura, here is the new Tamer for the deck. This card is almost everything. Gatomon is still everything, but this card is just second. And we only play it at 3 because this thing can clog. It costs way too much to be seeing like too many in your hand. But this card, every turn, gives you a memory. That's just how it is. Every turn, 1 memory. But also, if you Digivolve into Lady Devimon or Angelomon, you get to play the other one from your hand for free. You heard that right. If you Digivolve into one of them, you get the other one for free. The stipulation is you can only have 1 Digimon in play at the time. So what usually ends up happening is the play goes something like this. You know, on turn 1, you'll hatch Digivolve into Ignitmon for free. Cool. Then Digivolve into Gatomon for 3. Pass turn, right? Turn 2. Let's say like you'll play down your Murray Makagura. She's on board now. Cool. You gave up 2 turns for this play, but what this means now is on turn 3, you can move this stack up, Digivolve into either one of them for a cost of 1 because they get their cost reduced by 2 from Gatomon. Get their effect. Cool. Sheik turns on. Says you get to play the other one for free. So let's just slap down one of my Angelomons. I'll get this one. She gets played, that triggers her effect to gain a memory, that triggers Ignitemon's effect to gain a memory. And so you paid 1 memory to go into this, you gain 2 memory from these 2 effects, so now you've gained 1 memory, and now you get to go into a free Mastemon, get her whole effect off, you know, play down the Lucemon up. My cards are all over the place. But basically, you make the Mastemon, you get your Lucemon, you do your whole thing, and you actually gained memory on that play. So what that means is you have room to work where you can Digivolve the Lucemon into something like Ophanimon. You can swing with them both. They'll presumably survive. Then you can DNA Digivolve both of these stacks into Ordinemon. For, what is that, a net cost of 2? That's insane. And there's so many scenarios where this comes up. Ordinemon's a huge card. Why? Because it deletes one of your opponent's level 6 or higher Digimon. And then it deletes all of their level 5 or lower Digimon. And then, for every Digimon that it deletes, it recovers a security. So this thing deletes 3 Digimon, you get 3 security. If it deletes 4 Digimon, you get 4 security. If you're playing against Bloom Lord or something, you delete 7 Digimon, then you're gonna get 7 security. This card's huge. I used to think of this as kind of a win more card or a desperate play that won't win you the game. Now, you can and will win games off Ordinemon. This card is live, it is relevant, and I'm glad to finally be able to play it. And all it took was Murray Makagura. She enables all of that in many more plays. We're gonna finish off our Tamers with Meiko Mochizuki and TK Takaishi. Just 2 solid cards. I still like running TK, some people don't, but looking for consistency is everything to me. Sometimes my security doesn't have any yellow in it. That's not too often, but it does happen and it sucks. But I'd rather have TK than not. Meiko's a bit more questionable. I look at Meiko in a similar manner to I look at Purple Memory Boost. And honestly, Meiko's probably becoming a TK in the near future. I'm just being honest with you. Meiko, when she does come up, is not always huge, but being able to turn playing a Gatomon from a cost of 5 to a cost of 4 can be pretty huge. I'm gonna test it some more just to see if it comes up, but if it doesn't, it's gonna be 2 TKs. That's what it's gonna be. All right, now we're into option cards. So I showed it before, but 2 Purple Memory Boosts. This is just a emergency rookie when I don't have one. It costs 3, so it costs the same as I'm to play, and it can give me memory for later. It's all in the same vein as reducing Gatomon to a cost of 4. This kind of reduces it to a cost of 3 to play, which makes it even easier. So really, you can look at Mako as I could replace Mako in a purple memory boost, but I'd actually rather TK because setting your memory at 3 with this deck can be huge. And then I have 3 Flame Hellsides. It's a standard card at this point. Everyone's been saying it, but I can finally confirm it for a fact. Flame Hellscythe is not as good, y'all. The Digimon that people are playing they don't get killed by this as much. But you can't not play it because you still get to play a Digimon for free off of its effect. So it sucks that it's not just killing Digimon outright anymore, but it still does pretty good work. So I have it in at 3. Then I have 3 Chaos Degradations. This card is the lifeblood of this deck in many matchups, especially Black or Greymon. Assuming you can kill the Yuya Tamer, which that's what we have Lucemon for. Lucemon can kill the Yuya, and then we can affect him with option cards. But Chaos Degradation is just such an important and huge card. Many people run it at 4, and I'm pretty sure I'm going to end up running it at 4 eventually as well. But for now, 3 and 3 has done pretty well for me. I've been playing a lot of rogue matchups where this has not been a problem. But yeah, this is my Mastemon deck. I think Mastemon is poised to at least take somebody's event. Maybe not win it, but at least get a topping spot. The competition is really tough right now. It's a very tough, but I gotta say, it's kind of a fun format for me personally, just because I get new Mastemon cards. And honestly, I look forward to seeing what we can do with this deck and other decks moving forward in the format. So, guys, let me know what you think about my deck profile and what you are doing in BT-11. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Pass turn.